A small Tennessee town 35 years ago this week, and now for the first time, Toad Smith, a man caught in the middle of the famous Waverly explosion, is speaking out.
For years, he refused to talk about it, but time healed the city, and Nick Barris found out he has quite a story to tell about being at ground zero.
The railroad made this area. It was known as Buttermilk Junction years ago.
Waverly grew up around the railroad.
During the Civil War, it was very vital because, see, everything come down through here.
But it was the railroad
If a lot of people knew what's on the rails, they would move way back from it.
that brought on the worst disaster in Waverly history.
In Waverly, Tennessee, two derailed tank cars filled with propane exploded this afternoon. Casualties were heavy.
On February 22nd, 1978, a train derailed,
It happened on a Wednesday night about 10:30.
bringing first responders,
They called me that night.
firefighters, and police officers to the tracks.
Chief called me. Wanted me to come in early.
Toad Smith was working the east side of the accident.
Well, they was really concerned about the east end tank.
2 days after the derailment, during the cleanup, workers ruptured a propane tanker.
So if it had gone off 5 minutes before we did, I would have been cremated.
Smith says he just got to his patrol car.
When I sat down, it ruptured.
Smith found himself in a sea of gas.
You don't see much flame, but you see a lot of smoke. Well, this flame, or this smoke I saw was that propane vaporizing.
Flames flew hundreds of feet into the air.
So I put my hands up and open my eyes and just run through it.
Smith still carries scars from that day.
These here, they're second-degree burn. They're just a blister there. From here back with their skin grafted.
16 people lost their
The
lives.
fireball is down here.
Look at all this fire here, though.
Smith survived the explosion,
And it just poof, like that.
but couldn't escape the flames.
For about 2 or 3 seconds, I was waist deep, nothing but blue flame. And I thought, oh, God, what a way to die. Because I thought I was fixing to die.
Smith says as bad as the explosion was,
Fuel caught fire and just made a big fireball.
it could have been worse.
The second tank didn't rupture. Had it blended, the first one would have been about like a firecracker. It would level this whole section right here.
Rusted rails
See, it's burned all over on that end and everything.
and pictures
This is remnants of the rail car that exploded.
remind people of the day that changed Waverly,
Police chaplain said 20 were killed.
a town that grew up
It's more of a vibration.
around the tracks.
Main thing to do is just knit together. If you can talk about it, you can handle it.
Nick Barris,
If you don't talk about it, it'll eat you alive.
News Channel 5 HD.
Simple as that.
What a story. Toad, of course, has since retired from the police. He now spends his time cutting hair in a barbershop.